And welcome along, and welcome to a wet and wintry This Is Island. We are, it is the third day of winter, the snow is falling, you can see we got the snow on the ground. We are going to be trying to get some stuff sold and done today. We're going to try and get some preparations done for the cows today. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to take... I think we're going to take our little Ford over here. It's slightly slower than our others. There we go. But it's quite useful for this kind of thing that we're about to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start getting stuff sorted from the point of view of getting the rest of our silage sold. I'm hoping the silage itself is not going to be under snow. I'm not expecting it to be. But the easiest way to do that, and the way we discovered last time, is going to be for us to use a couple of conveyor belts. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head up to the shop with this. We're going to go and grab a couple of conveyor belts. I don't know at the moment whether we're going to hire them or buy them. We'll see that when we get up to the shop. But yeah, as you can see, winter has properly set in. I'm so very pleased we got the silage up last time. That would not be a possibility to do that job now. And yeah, hopefully we can get the rest of the silage sold. And we've got so much money at the moment. Another 50,000 and we'll be able to buy a couple more fields and go forward. We've got a few bits of equipment to buy for our cows as well, so there's that too. And we need to move all of the, if you'll excuse the phrase, all of the stuff for the cows up to the cow shed. But I don't want to move the bales in this rain. If we move the bales in this rain, we're going to lose some of the bales. So yeah, let's get this up to the shop. Let's get looking at that stuff, and we can go from there. Here we are, up at the shop, and it's got a nice covering of snow on it, so we need to be a little bit careful of that. But we need to pop over here. So we've got two bits that we want to buy from the shop. So let's park this here. And have a look in here. So yeah, the two bits we want to, well, we either want to buy or want to rent are a couple of belts. So we've got belt systems here. So we need this little lizard belt here, 5,000 euros. That's not very expensive. We've also got the SL Quantum. That is something we want as well. So that at 38,000 euros, again, not too expensive. Hopefully those will pay them for themselves with what we're going to be doing with the silage with them. So yeah, I think we will grab both of these. These are, do you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to rent both of these. We're going to be using these very seldom. If we have a look, the daily cost is 50 euros. So that is pretty inexpensive. And this Grimmer Quantum, this is £380 a day. So this is not gonna massively hit our budget every day to lease these. If we have a look in our garage, we have a couple of items leased, but neither of those are particularly expensive ones. So yeah, the amount we're going to use these, I'm going to lease these. So customize this. We'll keep it in its default Case IH red. So lease that. Oh, no, we don't want to buy. Let's go back, and then we want to lease one of these as well. So lease that. Yes, please. Okay, so our initial lease costs are fairly high, but we will get the money back for those two almost immediately. So the first thing we want to do is get the small one, I think, down to our to the BGA. So we'll take that down there. We'll then come back for the other one. I don't think we can hook up one to the other, can we? That's currently running. I don't know why that's running. In fact, I think both belts are running. Let's stop that. It's trying to pick up snow at the moment. So, yeah, don't know what's happening there. Let's back this up. There we go. And connect that. Can we turn that on and turn it off? No, that's not. Why is that doing that? Right, there we go. Let's get this down to the BGA, and then we'll come back to back for the other one. And yeah, we'll return once we've got both of these down there, and we can get started on that job. So there we are, back at the BGA with the second of our two conveyor belts. We're going to get this positioned over here and hooked up. Now it does seem to have a little bit of snow on it, which is not great. But we will we'll see what actually happens. In fact, yeah, that's now stopped moving, so that's good. Hopefully we can unload any snow that it thinks it has on it. So I'll park this here for the moment. Yep, tractor is off. It is such a nasty day. Start our engine. Fold it up. And it's already got some of the... some of our silage on it. That's really good. Although we're going to push the whole thing slightly further in. Get this hooked up. So we should be able to hook that to there. We will jump in this and turn this on as well. And then that will push this whole thing back. Like so, and hopefully we can get this unloaded, because at the moment this seems to think it has snow on it, and I'm hoping that's not the case. But we do have that little bit of snow on the end. Right, like so. Bring this up. Yeah. And extend it out as far as it will go, because hopefully that will reach all the way out of here, which it just about does, far enough for me anyway. And then I'm gonna just do I'm not sure I can get this to do what I want to do. Right, fold it round, and then we'll turn it, start our engine. Want to go the other way. Just see if we can get that snow off the end of it. Will that go any further? That won't go any further. We lift it a little bit. No, right, and no, can't perform that action here. That's slightly annoying. Right, I'm going to see if we can empty this of the snow. In fact, we want to get it sort of... It's filled up with the silage. So let's see if we can get that just a little bit over the edge. And there we go. And then we can get that off. It's just this tiny bit of snow that's sitting on it. But there it is, off and piled at the end. And then we want to stop it. Yeah, there we go. So then push it back. And we can start loading our truck with it. which is absolutely perfect. There we go. So let's get the truck under. Let's fold it actually and turn it. So then it's like that there. And this now will easily empty this. We just need to back this up. Fortunately, I left this covered while the snow was falling. So what we had is that our truck is actually free of snow. Now this very much is sleeting. You can see sort of single snowflakes falling every so often. I want to roll this back though at the point where it's going to empty it. So let's get this nice and straight onto this. Whoa. When you're loading this on the side, it's a lot easier. There we go. That will do it. And take the top off. And that should immediately start filling. Yeah, there we go. That's running nicely now. Should absolutely take all of this and just continually load our truck. So we can leave this doing this. This is at 2%, so this is going to take a little while to fill. We'll see if we can load it actually in the middle of the truck. But yeah. That is working brilliantly now, and we can get that up and running, and doing that job. Absolutely perfect. Meanwhile, we're gonna head back up to the farm, I think, and go and get our telehandler because. We need to go and sort out our other silage pit and get that covered. All this rain and snow falling on it is not good for it. So I will see you back down at our second farm in a moment with that. We've switched over to the telehandler now, and it's taken us a little bit of time to get ourselves back up to here and to our carry yards that we're in the process of setting up. But looking at this large area here to the right of the telehandler, I think this is where our previous one that I sold, the previous silage pit that I sold, that was where that stood, and as opposed to where we've built this new one. Yeah, so the one I deleted by mistake or sold by mistake, that's where that was. I think we're going to have to set up a yard here. We do have plans to set up stuff here and to do stuff here with that. This is only 3% compacted, so we've got a lot of compacting work to do with this to get this sorted. So that is what we're going to be doing with this. We're going to have to put the diff locks on, I think, and we do want to have the crab steering turned back on that we wouldn't normally have for driving about. The other thing I've got with this today, and that I'm sort of been realizing, is that we have a decent enough amount of money to look at extending the farm. And if we were to use the 250,000 we have at the moment to extend the farm first, and then set up the cows second, we could buy 2 more fields. There are 2 fields that we could get, and we could extend into it and do it that way, which would be really good. We could even possibly sell our combine and do a little bit of that, and then borrow the money for a new combine come next season, which is a little bit risky, I will give. But as many people have pointed out, actually several people have pointed out, certainly going back to the first episode on here, we have a very big combine for this map. We actually have a combine that is perfect for field 33, which is our biggest field. But we're not looking at buying another field anywhere near that big anytime soon. And as we found out early on, by having to convert a field to grass, we could do with a combine that's maybe a little bit smaller and a little bit more manoeuvrable. Might take a little bit more time to do the harvest, but that isn't the end of the world. If we can get our crops in early, we will have plenty of time to harvest stuff. So yeah, I think we might look at replacing our combine with something a little bit smaller. Maybe when the class DLC comes out, maybe getting a slightly smaller combine at that point. For now though, I think we could much better use the £350,000 of euros, sorry, that selling the harvester would give us at the moment. So yeah, I won't do it this time, but I want to get your thoughts on this. Let us know in the comments, is that a good idea for us to sell the harvester now, get ourselves some more fields, and then maybe borrow a bit of cash to get ourselves a slightly smaller harvester in the near future, sort of in the next, well, it's going to be about 3 weeks now until the DLC drops, until the Platinum Edition is here. So yeah, it won't be very long, and we should still be probably in spring on this map by that point at best. So yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah, maybe we'll get a new combine in the spring. So we're now a third of the way through compacting this. It's going down pretty well. It's this is one of those jobs that just takes time, and that you just need to keep at. Now the reason why I've come back at the point where we're now 35% of the way through, and I'm just spreading this out at the moment, so that I can then gather it up again. The idea being that I get sort of halfway through doing it this way, and then in piling it up again, we get the other 50% of the compaction, and then we get a nice big pile of this. But we should be able to run up and down this a lot easier with it having been spread out. So we can then get this compacted a lot easier as a result. But I want to pop down to our BGA quickly, because I would guess that if we pop down here, there we go, we have a full trailer of silage. So we're going to go and tip this into the BGA. Overnight this will make money. We've got a good amount. Something interesting's happened. When we placed our ramp, we seem to have got a... I'll just show you guys this, because this, I just suddenly realised this. We seem to have got a huge great hole up here under our BGA. So yeah, we've got to fix that. That's not good. Or it's just around the edge here that hole has appeared. Or I don't know if that is just an error in the BGA maybe. But I'd not noticed it before. So we'll get that repaired around here at some point. But we will lose the snow doing that. Now, the easiest way I've found to do this is get this between these two trees, and then kind of manoeuvre ourselves around. We do need to get our ramp up before we do this. And I do really quite like this ramp. There we go. Ramp going up. Get this. Yeah, you see, you need to then have that really far over to the other side, because you've got your truck then needing to avoid these tanks. But once you've got it there, what you can do is just tip it up, and we will leave that tip now. So that's going in. We will go head back over to here, start this back up, and get the rest of this smoothed down. We'll then go and move the truck back in a moment. It won't take very long for our truck to empty. But I just wanted to sort of get that going, make sure that we got the rest of that in, because if we can make the money on that, as I was saying earlier, we can start looking at buying another field and doing that, or just getting the stuff for our cows. Most of our winter work is going to be so that we're in a position when we want to get the cows in the spring, or want to get the cows on the last day of winter, we're able to get them in, and immediately, because they'll come in already artificially inseminated, we will we should immediately start seeing some income from the cows, I believe. So yeah, I don't want the cows to be sitting here too long, costing us money, and us not able to do anything with it. One thing, I know we do have some hay bales, so we're going to bring some hay bales up here. We're going to bring a whole load of straw bales up here. We've got all those square straw bales. Those are going to come up here, and we can then sort that. Let's go move our truck back. There we go. So that has emptied its silage. Now we should be able, I think... Oh no, it hasn't quite. This is the thing. We have to leave this for a little while now. Because, yeah, it's tipped most, but not all of its silage. So if we tip again, you'll see that a little bit more goes in, but not that much. Because this has hit its limit. And its limit is 50,000. So we need to let that drop to 42,000. Once that's dropped to that, we can tip the rest of that and get that done. So yeah, we will keep going at these two jobs. We're just about flattened out here. I think a couple more, and we will be. We're almost 2/3 done. We're almost 2/3 compacted, which is good as well. Means we can start piling this up without fear that it shouldn't all be compacted by the time we finish. So we've almost flattened this out now. We are 64% through, so that's fantastic news. Not going to take much to pile this back up now. We'll be able to run. What I can now do is just put the bucket up like this. We'll run over this a few times, and this should compact this quite nicely. And then we will just pile it up again at the end. Meanwhile, if we head back over this way, we can set this tipping. Because, as you can see, this is down to 34,000 that was at. And as soon as this is tipped like that, at the end of that, we can take this back round and refill it again, because we do still have some. I think we have almost enough space to turn on that. Where we've got that ramp is not the easiest. I wanted to put it as straight onto that as possible. The thing to done actually might have been to put it at an angle instead. But we live and learn, and we can't really move that. And we can actually use it, so it's not the end of the world. We will back this up. This is getting a little bit of snow in it, so we want to kind of try and counter that. There we go. So into the middle with that. Get that filling up the rest of that. Head back to here, and yeah, I'm going to drive up and down here, and hopefully we'll get this to probably about 80% done, and then we'll look to start piling it up again, and meaning that we have a nice big pile of this rather than having it all spread out. Although this would work spread out like this, so it's not an awful thing if we left it like this, to be honest. So I've just tipped over to 80% compacted. Just running back and forth with this. So now I'm going to bring my bucket back down. We're going to try and avoid picking up any snow, which we managed to do. And you can see that it should now compact. What we'll do is we'll do it like this. So we're compacting as we tip it back and sort of work it back towards the end. A little bit of snow in there, that's all right, so that's all good. So up with this and then down with this, and you can see how we're trying to compact this as we're piling it back up, and hopefully that means that it will compact nicely. Again, down here, I'm trying to not have it do that. There we are, and then like that. And forward and compact as we do it. And then we move slightly over to the side and get the bit down the middle that didn't get got before. And yeah, just work it back towards the end in the same way really as we worked it out in the first place. And it just helps to get it all done. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to keep going this way, and in a moment, hopefully, we should be able to get this covered and fermenting. We're at 99% now compacted. Won't be long until we hit that 100, which we can then get this covered, and we'll head back down to the BGA, and hopefully we'll have another trailer full. In fact, there we go. That is 100, but we do need to get this tipped out and then compacted down. Yeah, so we're right on the verge of this being 100% compacted. Hopefully, it's going to come very, very soon. Because, yeah, it's not much that needs compacting. Oh, it's created quite a small little hillock there. So we'll have to, if we roll that down, that should finish the compacting off for this. Yeah, that's quite a little bump in the middle. Let's see if we can work that down. And if we can work that down, there we go. That gives us 100% compacted. So let's reverse this off here and get this covered. And then this is going to be a nice amount of feed for our cows. Come the springtime, blanket the silo, and now we can just leave that. And now it's protected from the elements, which of course was not great to be leaving our silage in a position where it was open to the elements like that. We'll park this up here, turn it off, turn our beacon off, and head down to here for our truck, which has got most of the silage. Looks like there's a couple of little bits that we can get this maybe to do. So we'll start the engine, we'll fold our wheels, and we'll see if we can just tease not the snow, please. And that's not snow that's filled with. That looks like silage. Well, it looks like snow, but it's saying it's empty. So, yeah, looks like it's loaded the last of it in. There's a bit of snow on these, but that's okay. Otherwise, let's get this over and tipped. That is, yeah, that's another nice amount. So 28,000 here. 45% of the trailer. So we're at a trailer and a half in here, so that's going to do us well overnight. Yeah, bring this right up here and we can get a good straight approach to this. The other way to have done it, of course, would have been to have another set of conveyors going in. But this is close enough. This does the job well enough. And in fact, that positioning there has gone a lot better than the last time. Even if we have got on the ramp a little bit on the left-hand side. And yes, I could have tipped that earlier. Oh, I mucked that up. I had that almost perfect, and I mucked that up. Let's line that up. Yeah. Is maneuvering it. There we go. That is on the ramp better. That is right back up. That will do. Tip that. There's very little in our BJ at the moment, so that will all go in there as well. This will give us a nice amount overnight. I think that's caught on the side. So that is all good. This can head back up to our farm because we have no more use for it down here. We will leave our conveyor belts down here. And I'm just going to jump onto this and make sure that this is turned off. And this one as well. Yeah, those two together do that. Shouldn't really do this, but hey ho. There we go. Back into our truck, and yeah, I think that is where we're going to end it. The light is fading, it is winter, and it gets dark about 3 PM. we'll get our man truck back up to our farm, ready for the next time we need it. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.